1, 2, 3. What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. This is ND72. If you guys want, hit subscribe now. If you want, hit like, comment, so on and so forth. Today we're doing some E55 stuff. Back on the road, back all good and all nice. So we're going to show you how I did the alternator, a couple of tricks on that, the ice take installed, and all that stuff. But there we go. Yep, so throwing the alternator in the E55, that's what smoked it. Well, one of the things, but I got a lot of lines off right now. I'm just kind of checking pulleys and all that stuff because I never really gave this car really good like pulley check over before, so I'm just kind of This sounds a little squeaky. It's 100% a squeaky noise. Might need a water pump soon. I don't know if you get it. Yeah. For the crappy shots, but just spitting pulleys seems good. And then we'll pull the alternator out. Hopefully that fixes it. Yep. Nice little supercharger. All right, so I'm getting the alternator on this. I'm not really going to give a step-by-step of how to pull the alternator out because it's a little bit straightforward, but I'm just going to show you the way I did it to pull the actual alternator out and give you a little bit of it. So I still got the alternator here, I'm just showing you. So what I did, so this is the dual idler pulley, which is right there. I removed that, I removed the fan shroud. Over there, of course the belt, of course that top piece. And then I swing this out of the way, the coolant reservoir, so I could get the coolant line, because I already got the tank on the back, so I have to split coolant. I pull that over. I remove the hose from the pump over here, swing that over, and I kind of just swing everything over and be very careful with it. I took the top intercooler hose off and I swung that over, and then also it's giving me a lot of access to the pulleys to actually look at them. And then this should, I'm gonna try to do it with one hand without knocking anything around, but see how easy that comes right out. Holy pooper, that is not light. And that's my busted alternator or regulator. And what sucks about it is it looks like it's been done before by a Bosch Premium, so we'll see what happens with that. But I got this new one that I'm going to throw in. And I'm throwing the new one in because I'm 99% sure it's smoked. Because two reasons. When I had the whole issue after I did the hit and putting the ice tank in, and my voltage was just steadily dropping. And it literally was not doing the 13.9, 13.8 volts that it should have been doing. And it just do. So I let it run. I was doing a little bit more diag. And in between that time, the whole thing smoked. Also, the connector was broken when the hoses were put in. It just is what it is. I was rushing through it, 100% my fault. So now I got the new alternator. I'm gonna drop that in, bolt it all up, and I threw the brand new battery that came with the car on my trickle charger just because it did die, and just gonna give it every chance possible to still be good. Now I am doing it out here and not in the garage, even though I do got room, just in case it does start raining wherever the car is perfectly spot where I can still pull cars in and out of the garage. And if I do get too frustrated with these hootenanny love bugs that are around or just keep eating me up, I can literally close everything down and just take a break. So now I checked all the pulleys, got all that stuff, got all my rigmarole ready. I'm just put the new alternator in, and it's going to be just like, bam, all nice and in. Alternator, all that stuff. And yes, before people ask, I do have that cover. If anyone ever wants it, just make me an offer. I don't even know what they go for. But that little front thing, right there. I'm not a fan of it. If anyone wants it, just hit me up. Alright guys, so alternator's in like you just saw. I still had a battery convention procedure malfunction, blah blah blah, where I had no functions. Well, I had functions, but I had like low AC, low this, low that. So it got me really like worried. I was scratching my head, and then my buddy Berto was like, let's just take it for a drive. Because still, every time you shut it off, the battery wasn't fully charged because it was hootenanny dead. So we drove it around. We're driving right now, probably for like 30 minutes. Everything's normal now. So the seats all worked, the AC worked. We fixed I mean, knock on any wood, I think we fixed everything. So we're gonna go around the corner and we're gonna do the first kind of like big pull to just make sure we don't rip a belt or anything crazy right now. But I think we got it. The only thing I still have for whatever reason is an SRS light now. I didn't have that before, so I gotta check on that. Which hopefully that might have something to do with this. Maybe it'll just go away once I reset the car, because we haven't shut the car effing off for now like an hour. It's 90 degrees out, so we probably got a high intake temps, but we're gonna go do a quick pull in wood, by the way, and see what happens. So we're just gonna keep it in just like little simple summer mode, just a quick little pull. Good, still spinning the tires and pulling pretty good. All right, we're gonna head back to the house now. So we got the alternator all done. Next thing I wanna do is do the secondary block offs, all that. That hose in the back is cracked, and I do gotta start planning for a water pump, but pretty on. I gotta put that back on there. I have it, but I just had it off for the battery, but it's pulling, it's going pretty good. I double checked everything we did with the ice box. I'll give you guys a tour of that later on, but pretty nice. All right, so these films were filmed at completely different times of each other, about like 2 months apart roughly, but I really should have got more footage of installing it and all that, but I didn't. So basically the first part we just saw was the alternator when it took a crap, and that's the most recent one. And then I found a lot of footage that I did when I did install the ice tank, so I got some of that. I'm gonna throw that in, and then the third part you're gonna see is after everything's done. So I filmed the part that I'm going to show you. I think is the most important part, because it shows you where to split, and it shows you all that stuff, and it shows you the tank setup. The part about routing it, just be effing careful. I'm not going to say this enough times. When you put those hoses on there, make sure there's nothing else to hit it. Alright, back to video. Alright, made it back to the house. Got the E55, everything all back in the garage. I'm going to try to go to, maybe I go to Lowe's or Auto Parts store and get fittings for my ice tank, because I think a couple places they offer kits like VRP, but I think they want like $200 for it. So I'm hoping I can go to Home Depot and just get a couple fittings, barb fittings, and a drain, and a few lines. And then all I really else need is wiring. I have all the other stuff for this pump to go in there. And then we're going to try to get that all set up. Hopefully today I go get all the parts, if I can make it there in time for this. And then I'm waiting on some more parts for the secondary air pump delete. So we're going to try to start knocking that stuff out, but I think we'll be okay. I'm going to clean this up too. It's definitely dirty. Yeah. Alright, so when you're doing this, I do recommend you guys remove the fan and all that stuff, because you got a hoot any more room. So, I couldn't find a video of anyone doing this for the secondary tank and the split cooling system. But from when I look, this line goes all the way up into the bottom of the tank, and then it goes into the radiator. And this is, I think, the T everyone's talking about. So I went to just Home Depot and I got a few of these. They're like $3. I'm probably going to have to return some ones I don't need, because I think it's a half an inch from there to there. So from what it looks like, these I got to cut off, and then I just put my straight piece in between there. And then this will just pop right back in. Yeah. And then for the bottom one, which this one has the T, it goes right into the supercharger and the intercooler. So I'll deal with that one, but I'm going to double check at the end. I'll put in the description everything you need. This should be a half inch, but I've never done this before, so we're going to keep going and just take it slow. Alright, so here's one little trick. You guys could or could not do it. You got to get these clamps off, and you got to get the piping from inside. So what I did is I cut that T, and then this little trick I learned. So you put the vise right on the metal, and then you just break, and then you normally I don't drop it when I have two hands, so hold on. You guys can stare at the bench for a little bit, and then you go the other way. And what you're doing, as long as you put the vise on the metal part, you're going to be cracking the plastic piece on the inside, and then you could pull it right back out after you make it circular again. That's the easiest way I found, instead of sit there with a Dremel or cutting device cutting, and then you might cut in the tube. I've done this before with these clamps for other reasons. I'm gonna see if it works like this. Once you get it, these pieces just comes right out. So you just get some pliers, pull all this stuff out, and then hose it down. That way you flush anything out so you don't put that in your cooling system. So they're all cleaned out, and this is actually 3/4, this piece for right here to here, not a half. And then bam, it goes right in. And you got your split cooling system for like under $2-3 for just that one piece. Then these are still good. You didn't damage anything. Everything holds up. You just put 2 clamps there and there. And then we can start moving on to the actual tank and all that. But looking pretty good. Okay, I got the ice tank. This is actually a 7.5 gallon from PNR. So it's bigger than most people go with. I was hunting for 2 or 3 days at Home Depot and all this other rigmarole to try and find fittings to make this work. So these are not the cleanest and not the best looking, but it's all I had during this whole Corona effing virus and all this other hippie stuff. So I went to my local speed shop. I couldn't even go inside. I just literally dropped the tank there, and I told them what I needed to start and what I needed to end with. And this is the fitting setup they gave me. So this is the return. That's outlet to go to the supercharger. So it's basically 3 fittings. This is gonna be an inch, then drops down to a half. Then an fitting that goes to a barb for 5/8 hosing. It goes all in. This was not at all the cheapest way of doing it. This is $25 for that setup and $25 for that setup. Out the door is $50. And then here's the tank. It came with the Rule 2000 in-tank pump, and then I have the one that the fab-tech guy sent that's actually already on there. I'm going to wire it up so right when the key comes on, it starts pumping, and same with that one. But I still got to Teflon tape and tighten these all up, but I just want to make sure it actually will fit before, before it goes. And I couldn't find anything online with specs and all that stuff of what to actually order, so it was just like trial and hitting any air. Yeah. Let's walk it over. Here's my 03 E55 tank trunk. So I think it's 04 and 05. The battery's actually moved to the side. On mine, it's not. And then I had all this other rigmarole over here that will hold up tools and parts and all that stuff, and I got rid of it. So here's one issue I already found. So everyone that I could talk to, they go like a 3 gallon, a 1 gallon, or pushing a 5 gallon. For whatever reason, I wanted the 7.5. And I know now why people don't. It doesn't fit. The trunk doesn't close it. So I might have to try to find a different cap. I know they offer different caps because this right there adds a few inches just on that cap. But if it is closer. But we'll have to do some cutting and moving to get that in there. And then I still have to do the drain. But the drain, that one should be pretty easy. Just keep going. Also, I got 5/8. I got, I think, 40 feet of this just at O'Reilly's. I could have got it at Amazon, which would have been half the price, but Amazon was like a week and a half out to get here. And I wanted it like as soon as possible, so I went there and get it. And then also, I think I already talked about it, but here we go. So for the split cooling part, this is the one that goes to the radiator that pushes in. This goes back to the tank, and normally there's that T, or the T's right here. I just got a barb, cost probably $3, and it's a 3/4 barb that goes right in there, and then this will plug right in. So just a heads up to people who are doing the split cooling system and not doing with the tank and doing the overflow, you're going to need that piece. And then the T that goes right off of this line that's going to be down there is what you go off of. But I'm deleting that part completely, and I have the ice tank all the way to the back. All right, also what I'm going to show you today is the way I'm cooling it. I got the split cooling setup already done on there. I don't know if you can see it back there. So that's all done now. I still got to bleed the system a little bit. And I might rewire the factory pump to go on with key turn, but I'm not too sure yet. All right, so I'm going to show you how my setup is. So I got the tank here. This is a 7.5 gallon from PRN. PRN does some, I mean, the tank's pretty nice, all that stuff. It comes with a, the one I got it with the Rural 2000 in-tank pump. So I have 2 pumps on this car. I got the factory one that was actually upgraded from the previous owner, and then that Rural 2000. And then what I did is, just because spacing and price and convenience for me, this is the hoses I got. I got a little dump I just built right there, and then I had to drop this down all the way from, this is like 1 inch, then goes to 3/4 fittings. That way it could go to a 5/8 hose, because the 5/8 fits directly. That way I didn't have to do any like step up or steps down really, but it slides right onto this factory one. So as you look from right here, you can't even tell. I think a couple of people use 3/4, but this was just cheaper and easier available to me. So I got the series of fittings that go here, here, here. That's one of the holes in the trunk, and then that's the drain. It's very simple. You just turn it, and it dumps right out. This tank is 7.5 gallons. If anyone's gonna do it, I recommend you get the 5-gallon one, just because I kind of effed up. As you can see, it's not level with the trunk, so I can't put my cover back here until I do some crazy modifications, or I cut it, or I do something different. But it's mounted up. It's really effing sturdy. The way we routed the lines is they go under, and then they come up through the fender liner, boom, and then they go under the car, and up through this one where we had that original issue. As you can see, it's still all messed up. My side skirt's being poked out from it. So I do have to go and redo this one again, because I just kind of like got it all okay. It flows pretty good here. I'll show you what it looks like. The roll rear pump is key operated. So you just come in here and turn on the car. And then it fires right up. So this is just single pump running right now. The other one's still set up how Mercedes normally does it, but for just one pump, that's going pretty good. And then I have it wired up basically ground directly to there, and then a little jumper that goes, let's take this off because there's a fuse panel right there, but that part's pretty clean. I'm gonna build or cut the factory one to make it out so I have a trunk again, but it's a big wide opening where you can drop a lot of ice in there, so I'm pretty happy with it. And then no leaks, no nothing. Like I said, I still gotta bleed it, but I'm pretty happy with it, and put that back on there. I don't know why I still got that off. I'll throw that on now. So the E55 is back up and running, and ever since I fixed the first way we effing did it, which it is what it is, blew the alternator, destroyed a couple things, but now it's going perfectly fine. So just whenever you guys do it, just take it slow. Don't rush through it, I would say. And just double check your stuff before you go out and go like 170 in the car, because things might break. Hey guys, hope you liked the video of the E55. We're going to be doing a lot more to that now that it's all going and good. I got this Android radio that I'm working on getting the rest of the parts for on it. What else? I'm probably going to get a front lip I found on Facebook Marketplace that was pretty cheap. And then long tube headers, smaller supercharger pulley, retuned TCU, and try to put a lot more power for it. The CLK is almost all nice and good to be getting registered and all like that. SLK is doing great. There's a TCU tune that should be here in the mail. Maybe tomorrow, might even be there right now. Okay, so I hope you guys like it. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and see you guys later. Alright, what's up guys? So, yes, Token Days was supposed to be this weekend. It was getting rained out from Friday, Saturday. It's been on and off rain where a lot of people are pulling in and out. So we're going to try to just delay it 1 week. And granted, a lot of people bailed out from it already because it's kind of like one of the things when you plan or do this or do that. And now stores are starting to opening up again. But we're going to try to do it next week. And even if it's just a few cars, it'll be a few cars. And we'll try to have fun with it. But that one hopefully will be next weekend, or we'll do it throughout the nights and just do a couple of hits. But see you guys later.